and service chiefs to apprehend those responsible for the recent deadly attacks in Benue State. During his visit to Makurdi, Tinubu expressed frustration over the lack of arrest and urged intensified intelligence effort to prevent further violence. The visit follows a surge in killings in the state, notably in the Osrc community, which has drawn national outrage. President Tinubu also thanked the men and women of the security forces for the good jobs they have been doing and still doing to keep citizens safe and the country more respected. He called for a moment of silence for the victims of the Yelwata attacks in Benue State. During his visit, the president also visited surviving victims of the attack in Yelwata community in the Guma local government area of Benue State.
To the men and women of the armed forces, the security forces, the police, thank you for the good job you have been doing and what you are still doing to keep our citizens. I know you've sacrificed so many lives. I've watched some of your comments, so many nights, and stay in the bush, sacrifice your time. How come no arrest has been made? Christopher, thank you very much. I watch your comments and I know you can't be tired of staying in the bush and Oloyede and Basha. Thank all of you. But we need to keep our ears to the ground. Let's get to those criminals. Let's get them out. So
the arrival of the rainy season may bring relief from heat, but it also ushers in a wave of health challenges for people across all age groups. Medical experts are raising concerns over the spike in illnesses attributed to the conducive environment the rains create for disease vectors and pathogens. Our correspondent Abidemi Akinrotoye reports.
The rainy season, which typically spans from May to October in Nigeria, is a period marked by persistent downpours, waterlogging, and reduced sanitation in many areas. But alongside these weather changes comes an alarming rise in health-related issues, especially in vulnerable populations such as children, the elderly, and individuals with pre-existing conditions. Among the most common health concerns are malaria, cholera, typhoid fever, respiratory infection, and fungal skin diseases. Malaria, a life-threatening illness transmitted by the female Anopheles mosquitoes, tops the list of health threats. According to medical practitioner Dr. Omosheyin Adeyemi Oshowe, the rainy season provides abundant stagnant water, ideal breeding grounds for mosquitoes, thereby increasing the rate of transmission.
This season you see a lot of stagnant water. Of course, you can see that means you are helping the mosquito life cycle when you have stagnant water in an environment. We can also have some waterborne diseases during this period. Cholera, especially in places where their lifestyle is not that hygienic.
Dr. Adeyemi Oshowe explains practical ways to prevent mosquito bites, including the use of insecticide-treated nets, indoor spraying, and removing stagnant water around the home.
We wear something that will cover yourself, even for this younger, the children under 5. Make sure that they are well dressed during this period, and even for the elderly too. Make sure that they cover, virtually every part of their body, so that they can stay alive at this period and they will not come down.
Also contributing to the seasonal health crisis in the contamination of drinking water, which leads to cholera and typhoid outbreaks, private health experts Olu Aladeshulu identified poor sanitation and blocked drainages as leading causes of waterborne diseases during this period.
In Nigeria, in Akure, the capital city of Ondo State, we still have people that use the open dump. So runoff water during the rain flow from there and flow into some streams. It's not every home that you have pipe-borne water. In fact, you don't even have it in so many houses in Ondo State. So if people use open defecation, open disposal of refuse, and water comes from them and goes into the stream, the possibility of sicknesses that are waterborne, like I've mentioned, will be very high.
He warned that stagnant water, especially in urban slums, harbors bacteria and parasites that causes gastrointestinal infections.
It has nothing to do strictly with the season of the rains. If they are elderly, because we mentioned elderly, who smoke, there are chances of getting respiratory infection is very high during the cold, because the air that blows, the lining of the nostril towards the lungs have been compromised. Therefore, they are not as good as when there is nothing. So the possibility of chest infection is also high. They too, every one of us, babies, mothers, young adults, elderly, should be on good food.
Respiratory issues also spike during this season, especially among children, due to damp environments and exposure to cold weather. Skin infections, particularly fungal rashes, are also common because of prolonged exposure to wet clothes and unsanitary environments. A resident at Deshuloro Bosede shared some of her personal preventive tips, ranging from boiling drinking water to using protective clothing and maintaining of clean environment.
In the morning, I will take tea when I'm not fasting. I will take tea. I will use warm water to bath myself. Then I make sure I wear cardigan like as I put on my clothes just to cover my chest, just to keep my body warm.
As the rainy season progresses, public health officials are ramping up sensitization efforts to reduce avoidable illnesses. The message remains clear: maintain hygiene, eliminate mosquito breeding sites, and seek medical attention early. They say prevention is better and cheaper than cure. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has arrested a former Speaker of Plateau State House of Assembly, Moses Sule, alongside 14 former lawmakers over allegations of money laundering and abuse of office. According to a statement by the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, the suspects were arrested by operatives of EFCC's Makurdi Zonal Directorate following petitions from concerned citizens in the state. Oyewale explained that the former legislators allegedly violated the provisions of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition